Hey everyone, Ryan Carbonneau with Testudo Addiction Recovery here. Wanted to talk a little bit about the title that you see up there. The opposite of addiction is connection. Now there was some research a couple of years ago, probably 2015, there was a great TED Talk with the same exact title, The Opposite of Addiction is Connection. And the idea behind this is what psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors talk about as attachment theory. Now, I'm not going to go into a ton of this with you, but I wanted to just give you the bare bones of what attachment theory is. Basically, attachment theory is the way that we as individuals attach emotionally, initially with our parental figures, our caregivers, the people that raise us. And the safety that we feel, the secure base that they provide for us emotionally while we're growing up is often the catalyst to much of our growth, much of our emotional growth, and much of the way that we do emotional relationships moving forward. The basics of attachment theory are there's four different types. So there is basically secure attachment, which means that we are able to trust and feel this level of safety within relationships, and that's about 50% of the people out there. So 50% of people walking down the street anywhere are securely attached individuals, grew up in a great home, and now they may have had problems, but they had that secure emotional attachment which helped them process through things. Now there are three different types of insecure attachments. The first one is avoidant, another one is anxious, and then a third is called dismissive. Basically, avoidant, you can tell by the words. Avoidant people or avoidant attachment relationships are people that avoid relationships. They avoid emotional intimacy with other people. It's not something that is comfortable to them. In terms of the anxious attachment, those people obviously have some anxiety in terms of being close to other people. And dismissive, typically those people are they kind of have a mixture of both anxious and avoidant, and typically they don't really do well with either of them. And an easy way to explain this, so secure relationships is I'm okay and you're okay. Avoidant relationships are basically I'm okay, but I'm not really sure that you're okay. Anxious attachments are I'm not really okay, but I know that you're okay. And dismissive are I'm really not okay and you're really not okay either, which can tend to just reap disaster in relationships. So the reason I bring this up is to talk about attachments within addiction, within relationships, and it doesn't just affect addicts. Attachment relationships affect all of us. And so that's the reason why I wanted to share just a little bit about what attachment is, the types of attachment styles there are out there, and how it affects people in their everyday life. So attachment it is formed in the first probably 18 months of our lives. And so based on a caregiver being there, providing a secure base for us, providing an emotional safety for us when we are angry, when we're sad, when there's a lot of things going on that we don't know how to process as a child. The ability for our parent or caregiver to help regulate us, to help us feel better, that's the basis of attachment. A child being able to bring their insecure emotions or unstable emotions to their caregiver and to be regulated. Now, if that isn't done on a consistent basis, then the child starts to look elsewhere for that safety. They start to look to possibly toys to feel better. They start to possibly play with their fingers. They do different things as opposed to going to relationships for that safety and security that they need. So as you can think about that, you can think that addiction may actually stem from the time that children are in their cradles, in their beds, wondering if mom or dad are going to be able to be there for them, and then bringing that type of relationship into their adulthood. Now, if someone doesn't have that type of safety, that type of connection, that type of relationship with someone growing up, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do the same thing as an adult. Without that foundation, without being able to have that experience, they won't know how to build that as an adult as well. And that's why children who go from utilizing toys or other sorts of things as opposed to people to help regulate themselves, the same thing happens in adulthood. People start using drugs, they start using sex, they start drinking, they start smoking, they start doing all of these things as opposed to feeling or being able to feel safe and connected to people. So I just wanted to share that with you today. Hope that you all are doing well, and I look forward to more updates on our interns as well as the work that we're doing. Thanks so much for watching.